Hello and welcome back to me playing Oxygen Not Included on hard mode. Dupes eating twice the amount of calories, getting stressed out easily, and they don't handle radiation that well. Speaking of which, in the last episode I made this room. I thought that was pretty decent, though when I went to review everything, I realized that I've got an area that's barely safe. That's because I just have a thin layer of tiles made out of igneous rock protecting it. So I'm switching that to lead. I might make 2 layers of the lead. Don't want to have it too tall though, because unfortunately I did build it close to this. I don't want to have at least 5 tiles underneath this of clearance. So we'll start by switching that out. I've got one dupe that's returning from a mission. They discovered these 2 space debris in oxidized asteroid field. And in this episode, I would like to visit this meteoritio. And I want a Vole. So I already deposited last episode some material, lead. Next goal will be to get a rover down here so I can turn that into a rocket platform so an actual dupe can get down there. So that is what I'd like to do. Let's set up a rocket to do that. I already have a rocket that has a rover module, so that's perfect. I'll want to have a trailblazing module. I want to do this in one mission. So I'm going to send 2 dupes. They're first going to send the rover down. Rover's going to collect all those resources, put it together with the ladder and all that. And then I'll have 1 dupe go down in a safe air module. Build that now. And then they'll be able to complete the platform. I'll get down there and I can get access to a Vole or 2. Let's have a look here. This is still barely safe. Switching that material didn't do a lot. Really, we'll need more than 1 layer. And I'll want that for the operator of this machine as well. So rad bolts are firing in here. That is a good sign. Research is able to progress. I'll start choosing various things to finish research with. Weirdest thing just happened, and I may have to reload to a previous save. I was just inside this rocket editing a few things, and this happened. Did I delete? Oh, maybe I did. All the stuff I was not paying attention. Okay, going back to the start of cycle 753. So I'm back. I was able to get a Trailblazer module on this. I've added some protection here. Let's see what this has done. This has now made it mostly safe. I'm inside this rocket. I'm doing a little preparation. So I want to load a bunch of material to go to asteroid meteoritio, as it's called, but I want to have a lot of steel in particular. I'm going to have some water stored, so that's why I'm building this, and various other materials such as reed fibers. And then I thought to myself, I was out here and I was kicking myself for raising this so high. And then I thought to myself, because I want more protection than even this. But the idea is I'm already sort of risking putting this close to this, because if I extend this a little bit, eventually heat is going to be seeping down into this floor. And I thought to myself, well, no, I'll just maintain a vacuum. I just need to make something that can take the heat, obsidian. I prefer igneous rock. That does a little bit better of protecting from... igneous rock does a better job at protecting from radiation. But obsidian, nothing is better than obsidian, at least what I have access to right now for overheat temperatures. So this is actually, yeah, that's also obsidian. So that's why this area actually has a little bit better protection. Now I can't do that here because I need to maintain it. But I mean, this is just one little spot. The dupes is, it's a slight hazard. I guess I could twist this thing around, but I mean, the dupes go by that spot really quickly. It's really, whoever's going to be operating these machinery, I want them to have better protection. So that's what I'm doing there. Let's check on the dupe. That's flying back. Oh, they're getting pretty close. Now, as I recall, they can't actually get home. I'll have to use gravity to get them to fall down. Destination is out of range. Let's see, they're still traveling though, right? Flight to orbit 0.7 cycles. Okay, yeah, I'll get them in 0.7 cycles. I'll get gravity to make them fall down. I don't like the amount of hydrogen that's built up, and I'm kind of tired of all these hydrogen storage that I have all around. I really don't need a lot of hydrogen. Now that I'm consuming rad bolts at a regular thing, there's really no need for me to turn this thing off as long as I have enriched uranium, which I should have a lot of because of these beta hives. I don't really need to worry about power. In fact, I can pretty much just say, hey, if I've got hydrogen, let's just leak it out in space. If I ever need hydrogen again in the future, I've got tons, or I've got a lot of electrolyzers, which is going to produce hydrogen. So I could pump it out. And then I thought to myself, wait, why pump it out? I could just have a door open right there, just save a little bit of power. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to basically that means these hydrogen generators are no longer going to operate, which means I can actually get rid of this power room. Maybe I'll convert it into something else. If I kick these pips out, maybe I'll make that line of bedrooms. So that is one thing. Let's I'll do the radiation protection here first, and then I'll move to do that. So just notice a few of the dupes are taking damage. It's because I'm getting them to cross the danger zone. So temporarily, while that construction's going on, I'm going to turn off these rad bolt generators. Also just built, I've never had one created to this point, but I've got a triage cot. Never really been at a risk of dupes taking damage, but I'll do that just in case. Very much concerned about this rocket. I keep getting out of range. Okay, if I click there, it's gonna keep going to 0.2 cycles. So it kind of keeps getting in this stuck state. So we'll see where I get. I do not want to have a dupe abandoned. Probably have to roll back. I don't know how many cycles, but I think now it's indicating number of seconds before it gets here. I think we're gonna be okay. Got the rocket landing to the side here. So now I'm able to, yeah, it actually is out of power. I cannot get it to go one more cycle, but I can use, if you choose an asteroid here, you can use gravity to fall down. You should see that rocket going down. Now, does that produce heat on its way down? Oh yeah, it does. Oh. Well, okay. I'm concerned. I'm definitely concerned. Maybe this is just one. I'm really hoping this is just one tile too high. Let's take this away and go back to the plan of building tiles up from here down instead. We'll see what that does. So just one more piece, and this area has better amount of radiation protection. Still nervous about this whole setup. I'll see about the next launch how this does. Maybe I add insulation here instead of lead. Can make that out in igneous rock. Make it still a decent amount of protection. Maybe ceramic, or worst case I may have to drop this room to a lower place. So moving over here, this is the hydrogen setup. Oh, I see that I'm gonna need a ladder up here if I want to do work in this area. The idea I want to have this blocked up, because one thing I do not want to have happen is hydrogen to go way up here and interact with the hot temperatures of the research reactor. If I want to leak it out, I want to leak it out in a small little area. I'll continue to have this gas element sensor there. I'll maybe even have an AND gate just to either that, or maybe I'll just have more of a channel of it going down. If I'm going to do that, maybe it makes sense to sort of go up like this. Just don't want oxygen to be fired out of here, so kind of balancing those sort of requirements. So get the dupes to create that, and then I'll put in the door here. So now it is time to build this door. Don't have to be in this super rush to create it because there's a lot of hydrogen to get out of here. Got them even wearing gas masks in this zone for the meantime. So this is basically just showing how it works. Basically the door opens, hydrogen goes out in space, and makes room for oxygen so we can breathe. Don't know that these will run again. This I could crack these open. I'll do that one at a time. It's going to make a little bit of an explosion of hydrogen in the area. I could either do that, or should I vent it out? Maybe I'll be nice, I'll vent it out for the dupes. I copy. Whoa. What, cancel that destruction. I'll just have this go up. Just kind of reverse the direction, really. Snap that pipe there, snap the pipe there, so snap it here. Just reuse as much of the old hydrogen line going in as I can. And that's already closed up here. Why don't we just have that vent right there, rather than making that big explosion in the base. So hydrogen here, yeah, I've been just leaving that, but not in a super rush. Let's aim to put the door here. Door can open a little bit closer, or quicker, and shut a little bit quicker if it's powered. And I'll have logic there. Basically this exact same logic for the pump. Don't need the pump there anymore. This is set to be 200 seconds, so if I consistently see, if I consistently see hydrogen for 200 seconds, the door will be open, otherwise it'll be shut. And that'll just deal with the excess hydrogen, especially since I've got a lot of power being produced. And if that is built, which will be soon, I can then concentrate on getting material here loaded. Just have to make sure the dupes are free, or up the priority of these containers. But steel is the main thing. Fiber reed, what's this, metal ore. You can look over and see what materials you're going to get access to. That regolith, this filtration material, not going to be that useful. Mafic rock, I mean I can build stuff out of that. But there's not a lot of it. So there's actually not a lot of material I can build out of, and I have to get down to it. So just in case, when I bring in some basic, maybe igneous rock, say 5 tons, not half a ton, 5 tons worth of that, along with everything else, and wait for the dupes to load all of this. Graphite, that's right, I discovered that in the last episode. See some nuclear waste accumulating here, so I'm going to get the dupes anytime they see that. Put nuclear waste down here at high priority. Just realized I'm trying to store water in here, and it's technically working, but not the most efficient way because of this output pipe. So I'm temporarily going to break that pipe, put it back. I really hope I remember to put it back when I reinstall the lavatory later. So I'm going to build something I have never built before, so we're just going to see how this goes. And that is a solar panel module. It's made out of glass. So I guess that's a little thin thing. And in theory, my understanding I should be able to have access to power. Power outlet fitting. Provides power to connected buildings. Pulls power from battery modules and rocket engines. Must be built within the interior of a rocket module. Can it be built upside? Can't build it there. This is the interior of a rocket module, correct? Okay. No, no idea. Maybe it needs to be the floor. This may take a bit. Conveyor receptacle fitting, gas output. So yeah, just the reason I'm doing this is because I expect to have a pump in here and a lot of power requirements that I've never had before. I prefer not to have to look this up. I'll try to experiment. Oh wait, boom. Okay, that's not where I would want it. Oh, I see. You can't build it on lead tile, like a tile. It has to be. I guess, well, no, that can't be there because... So I bet you I could build it right there if I wanted to. Hold on. Operators taking out of wins. So yeah, it is possible. So it's got to be on the edge here, but it wasn't allowing me to do it here simply because there's already a building there. I get it. I get it. Maybe I'll take one of the lead tiles away if I wanted to tuck it up there. And my hope I'm right about this, is that whether it's on the ground or not, I can actually get power out of that. Well, only one way to find out. Let's see. Just look at the solar panel. Not producing a lot of power, 23. Let's see if I'm actually... Oh, it's moving around. I think that indicates that I'm getting power from it. Doesn't tell you here how much you're getting out from it, but the fact that it's shaking around and the fact that my battery's increasing and no one's on the manual generator tells me that, yeah, even when I'm landing, maybe increases when you're in space, I don't know, but most of the time I care about on land. Let's see, I'm gonna load in some other material, maybe 3 tons of ceramic. They're still waiting for the steel. I produced enough steel on the asteroid. Oh, they're just dropping off steel. Speaking of which, good job, dupes. And what do I have? 80,000 calories of food. That's decent. I don't know how long the dupes are going to be there for, so I'll increase the number of calories. And if they do get really stressed out, they might start eating a lot, so I might want to have extra calories just to account for that possible scenario. So I've vented all the hydrogen from down here. Still lots of hydrogen up here. So this door is still just open. Air is getting thin over here, but that's all right. If that takes a while, that's fine. I can get rid of these now. And I'm not going to have that explosion of hydrogen anymore. I'm going to get rid of these as well. This is going to make room for some upgrades, things that the dupe has not had. That pump is no longer used. That was an oxygen pump and filter, but I've got a new one that I made in the last episode over here. And I'm gonna get rid of this too. If I need to create more glass, I'll produce that in a different location. Maybe I'll relocate this as well. But before I do any of that, let's get more food. 120,000 calories, that's good, but let's go for a little bit more. And go for more steel. How much? Let's check to see how much steel I have on the asteroid. Maybe that's why it's not getting on there, because I don't have it. Yeah, that is the case. I thought I had a lot more. Let's generate 50 units worth. And then after that gets loaded on, we should be good to go. I'm just very cautious of this asteroid's called Meteorito. I played this game way back when the default world used to have asteroids. It was a much harder game. Anyway, I'm worried that asteroids are going to be hitting this world. I don't know if that's true or this is just the initial amount of regolith. If so, I will want to build protection. And the fact that this is really cold stuff tells me that there hasn't been any meteorites yet. But that may just because I discovered it recently. And I have no idea how the pattern of asteroids work, or if this asteroid even, or meteorites works. If this asteroid even actually has some. But usually when meteorites hit, they turn into regolith material. So that's, oh, I've got an egg here. I could just sneak down. I probably don't need all that protection unless I plan to actually get the artifacts and all that type of thing. At this point, I just want one egg or one creature, so we'll see. If thing is, I think if I'm going to get here, I might as well get the artifacts too. Just notice I have petroleum in the pipes over here, so might as well direct that towards the actual polymer press. If I just reverse this line, I have to kill some. I wish there was ability, instead of destroying a liquid bridge, there was a button that just allowed you to reverse. I think that would be a helpful thing to have in this game. So I have this connected right here. I'm not going to bother with insulation. It's probably already cooled down anyways. Let's get rid of that bridge to avoid confusion. So this is going to go, I'll have to get rid of this one as well. I'm going to get this to go into here. Recreate some of these bridges. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this can just, whoops, this can just join up here. And just go into the polymer press, freeing up some room for me to create washrooms, because I don't want washrooms with petroleum. I want tubes to have water, clean water, to be able to wash up with. So while I'm having some steel produced before this trip, we're putting in the atmosuit check station. What I'm going to do, have the dupes to be able to go down here. I want to have a pump and be able to start consuming all this salt water. This is also building area that I can't utilize because of the amount of salt. But not just that, also I've got this desalinator that is picking up brine. It's negative, in the negative temperatures. It's going through this area. And by the time it gets out, it's warmed up. And that's because of this, a liquid temperizer. It's really not an issue, it's completely fine. But where I want to get rid of this anyways, what I'm aiming to do is, first of all, I'm going to drop this to this floor over here. And I'm going to have a system to be able to input at its choice, whether it wants the cold water, the cold brine, or the warmer stuff, until it gets about, let's say, whatever I choose, maybe 10 degrees. And if it gets to be 10 degrees, or rather, that's just going to be a safe temperature for this to use, rather than having it rely on this. And in the process, that will start to consume up this salt water, which will be nice. Also, it'll make it, if I do the balancing, it'll make the output temperature something that's not too hot, because I was thinking about just putting it through this just to hurry up and get rid of the salt water, but that may heat everything up because I'd be pushing 40-degree water into the system. So anyway, well, let's do that now. Oh, hold on. Before I do that, I'll build the pump for the salt water. We'll start there. So I see my initial sleet wheat that I had is now at 2% again, which means they must have gone through the first iteration. 100% here. Let's just watch. I should see one of the dupes come up and farm this. We need some harvesting over here, dupes. Another one, 2 things to harvest, dupes. Here we are, hold on. Slow things down. This is cook. So they're going to do a bit of harvesting. That should automatically be loaded into here when they have that. Now it's going to be 3 degrees, not enough for freezing. It says deep freeze though. So I see the contents of this. It's sleet wheat. Can I click on it? Not yet. I wonder if that has a different deep freeze status than other food. Either way, doesn't matter. It's going to go through the deep freezing process nonetheless. So currently 3.7 degrees. It's going to warm up possibly on the way over here because the base is 23 degrees. And let's just check its temp. It's 4.2. Well, it hasn't warmed up too much, but it is warmed up to a degree. We'll just wait for that to get over here. So I can actually see the stuff. Yeah. I already have some sleet wheat. 166. It does not take long to build up. And I'll have even more when this drops off. So we'll just watch how well or not well this takes on cold temperatures. So it's going to go into this system at 5 degrees. And it's going to go through the first minus 90 degree tiles. And it's going down, not quick, not very quick, but -2, it's in the negative. -5 or 4. -10 at this point, so it's gone through 1, 2, 3 passes. At the end, it's going to be coming out -14. One more tile to go through. And it'll join the sleet wheat that's here. And it says it's in a deep freeze state. Now, initially I had planned to have the ingredients stored here to make it easier for cook and chef to have access to. So I may change this, though I'm a little bit nervous about making this smaller. So anyway, after experimenting with that, let's build this path down here. I could actually just realized, forgot, this pump is actually feeding the lettuce. So maybe I'll leave that one alone. Though that's going to make it difficult. I guess I can't go this way. I'll just approach this from here instead. There's an artifact. But what I'll do is make sure I don't leak everywhere. So let's build this wall here, and then I'll have this ladder go down, and eventually I'll have a pump that's going to sit right here and consume this salt water. And I'll just connect it with power from over here. Just scrubbing the skills of miner, and I'm going to send them along with the explorer on a mission to get a Vole or 2. So let's tell them that they're the lucky crew. So explorer is the pilot, miner is going to be a passenger. We're now ready to crew this thing. When they head up, I'll get them to take their suits off so they don't have them inside the rocket. I already put some Atmos suits in there, so they won't have the lead protection, but they'll have Atmos suits, at least for the general environments. So explorer, you can unequip. Miner, you can unequip. Quickly holding their breath, making their way into the rocket. So where are we going? To the edge of this world, so it's going to be 5 for either one of those tiles. We're ready to launch. just want to take note. This is weird. This is heating up, even though I don't see any. It almost just takes any physical thing that's in this area and just heats it up. This whole area is like, you know, okay. I did not know that was a property, the Radbolt Rod. Okay, that is a very bad sign for this area. I think there's probably nothing I can really do. I could add some insulation, but I don't know, maybe it's heating up down here. I don't know how exactly far away. Its radius is quite large. It was like 100 degrees right there. I thought for a second that this was actually given to protection, but that's just not the case. Okay, you learn as you go. Even if you play this game a long time, it always things you learn. So let's see how long it's going to take. 2.2 cycles until we're over here where we're going to deploy a rover. So while the dupes are traveling, I decided I'm going to put in my Atmo suit checkpoint. So I brought lead with me, make this out of lead. Put one here. I'll need 2 stations if I want both dupes to be able to go down. 1, 2. Let's just check that that has power. So are we getting any power? Oh no, not nighttime. I guess that's the idea. Disable that building for now. Then I put a small battery in. Either put that here or here, but I want to put it right here. I just want to make sure I've got room for a pump. So I'm going to need oxygen. And then that is going to send oxygen. Actually, probably already is kind of connected. Actually, maybe I should have even done an initial load before I've gotten back. So sending all the oxygen to the Atmo suits. When the pump turns on, we'll also have additional oxygen. It's going to take a little bit of damage because there'll be a little bit of carbon dioxide that shows up in there. So they put their 2 suits on, and hopefully by the time we get there, that have only one of them has power, give them both power. And we'll enable the manual generator. So we're getting a little bit of power from solar, but that's not going to be enough. Okay, miner is on the case. And there we are. Hopefully by the time we actually arrive, I'll have those Atmo suits charged, so they'll be ready to go. But we have to get the rover to go down, so they have to wait anyways, so we should be fine by the time I actually want to send a dupe down. Let's look on the homeworld. Oh, pips are escaping. Let's put that back at high priority and nab the pips that have escaped. So I've got a ladder down here now. This is powered. I'm going to have this transport liquid over here. And I've built this here, and this is the idea that I'm going to be going for. I'm going to have this input 2 different liquids, both the cold and the hot, but it's going to be controlled by liquid shutoffs to determine which one of those inputs it wants at any given time. Just scared about carbon dioxide getting into this, so what I'm going to do is have a gas element sensor right here. Detect whether there's oxygen or not. That's going to need some power. If I don't get it's carbon dioxide, let's just vent it right here. And if it is, then it can go into these pipes. And there's a little piece of carbon dioxide, so we'll watch this go through when it's all set up. So that's going to be set for oxygen. Have the alternate line go through here. Now we're seeing oh, there's a pipe going through it. Okay, hold on. Filtered the carbon dioxide out, but it's not, it's getting confused with the oxygen. Get them to build this pipe right here, and this should be better. Got one of them on power, one of them steering. Mind if you just get off that for a second. Build that pipe for us. It's funny they're so far away from home, but they know when research is complete still. Alright, and then I'll re-enable this machine here. Now we're seeing oxygen. And only oxygen. There's carbon dioxide going down. Okay, yeah, this is definitely worth having. Now when carbon dioxide builds up in here, that's going to be a concern. I have to figure out what to do. It's only enough beds for one of them right now. But I would love to have a carbon skimmer here. I might... The issue I'm having with this carbon skimmer is I have it set up to go right here. I might try to do something I've never done before. Okay, there's a lot of firsts in this coming up. Let's not get rid of this. I might try to move this. I was gonna move it over to the left, but I'm realizing I've got my vent pipe. There's very little room to work inside a rocket area. How about we do this? Then we have this pipe go like that. We break that pipe. Hold on. Let's disable some stuff here. I don't want to cause a catastrophe. Alright, so we're going to vent carbon dioxide over here now. I don't even know if this is going to work, but destroy this. And I'm going to destroy, and I'm going to save this. I've never done this before. Let's call this test, sure. I want to move that over to the left just a little bit so I have room, because this rocket is going to be the primary living area of the dupes when they get to this asteroid. So let's disable that for now. See, carbon dioxide is, there we go. Just need to do that because carbon dioxide vent isn't in place yet. Have we reached our destination? We actually have. That's actually not a problem because it's the rover needs to be deployed for a while anyway. So actually, let's do that now. I just need a 3x3 area. This will do. Okay, so multitasking skills being deployed. Okay, inside this rocket, they're doing this last little bit of changes. Now they don't have... Let's check the home world, see if they're they've got work. I can see that this building here, let's destroy that. Do some work over there when I get back. Alright, so they're busy for a moment. We could take a second then for this to land. We want to start emptying these containers. I don't need to actually build ladders. I can just get the robot to dig a valid path that they can get up. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then they should be able to empty this, empty this. Get at this and then empty that. So that'll keep the robot busy for a little bit. Can even destruct their own lander. Okay, so inside this rocket here, I now have the carbon dioxide line set up so we can put this back in action. Let's build and see if this even works. Rocket control station. I'm going to offset that right there. Now, unless I maybe I've got to find a place to put both an oxygen diffuser. I still need to have a ladder up somewheres. What to do. I'm gonna actually do this. A little bit less radiation protection. Let's move the pump up. Wouldn't be a bad idea to put the electrolyzer around the pump anyway. So we'll put that right here. I never want to leave myself with an electrolyzer not constructed. So I want to build the other one, the one that I'm going to move to before I destroy the old one. So now I've got a gas pump that I'm going to raise to... Okay, that's not going to work due to power, I guess. Guess we'll move it over one more. Okay, so now I can build it there. That's going to be connected to power. Enable manual generator. Now that I get electrolyzer there, I can destroy this one. Now, I am going to have an oxygen diffuser here, which means output is going to be right there. Let's destroy that. It's going to have water on the floor, unfortunately, but we can immediately mop up. We'll put a carbon skimmer right here to deal with carbon dioxide. So there it is, oxygen. It's a long path around, but that's fine as long as it gets there. That's going to be feeding to these Atmos suits, and they're getting oxygen. Okay, how are you doing, robot? You need some access to get there. You need some ability to get over here. I'm going to land the rocket over here. Empty that storage. Now it doesn't have any material to build ladders out of. Oh, so let's instead of doing that. See, we'll get access to this material, I think. Build the ladder out of that. Okay, so that's going to keep the robot busy. And back over to these dupes. This is going to need some power. We can see that the second station is being filled up. So this is working. This is really good. Carbon dioxide will be removed. Wait a minute. Let's look at the pipes. So I need to get over and build bridge down, and that can just send the polluted water out. How much carbon dioxide is there now? That's actually built up a little bit, especially since the air is so thin. Alright, so that'll take care of the carbon dioxide when it builds up there. And eventually, once this gets filled up, this pump will become backed up, not make the air so thin on the tubes. Now, the other thing we've got to watch out is these guys like to move tiles around. So that could cause the robot to get stuck. Oh, look at all the Vole shovels. That's excellent. If I can get, I was thinking bringing back 2, but if I could get 3 or 4, that would be even better. The reason I want them is compared to pips, they produce a lot more meat. And since my dupes are consuming meat, that'd be very helpful. Oh, that's making me nervous. Oh, these things shooting the dis. Oh, there it is. Okay, there. I thought that was coming. From Myra, in that come with that brings a lot of heat as they land. So yeah, the fact that I brought steel with me, good choice. So that being the case, I'm definitely gonna have my rocket land in here, and I'm gonna use this as a shield on both sides of the rocket. I'm gonna build a steel column going across. That's gonna be made out of bunker tiles. That's why I need the steel. But I also need a path for a rocket to go up and down. The bunker door is what's going to be used there. So Malfric rock is what I have access to. The robot doesn't seem to mind. I don't think dupes mind either. It's just equipment, I believe, that takes damage. So we'll have the ladder go up and down. Might as well empty that storage. Okay, good luck, Rover. So this area here, still going well. Carbon dioxide is landing here, probably making its way to the carbon skimmer. This looks like it's almost full. When that happens, oxygen will start backing up in the pipes. And then these suits are going to be ready. Yeah, they're having a hard time breathing. I'm not surprised. Why don't we just disable that pump for a little bit? Let oxygen increase inside this rocket, and then I'll turn it back on. While that's going on, I cannot make out what is going on. I see polluted water going this way. This one's going this way. I have no idea what is going on. It should be, I'm expecting it to make its way here. Let's just destroy some of these bridges. Destroy the end there. This is confusing. I've never seen this. I assume those two things are connected. Okay. Alright, I got rid of one of those things. Now that's being drained out. I wanted that drained out so that I can work in this area. I'm going to have 2 liquid shutoffs here and here. And I'm going to have water or salt and brine go here. So these two are essentially going to converge at this point and go into here. The top one, that's going to be a salt brine, or the warm salt. And the bottom one, this is going to be my brine line. So I'm going to get rid of this liquid bridge, which means I've got to work quickly if I'm going to do that, because that's my water source right now, though I do have a cache of water, so we've got a little bit of time. And I got a multi-task. Let's look at the robot. They're out of Malfric rock. If I actually do some, hold on, do this smart. Do this piece at high priority. This just can prevent the robot from having to go back up. Alright. I was gonna say, I don't think this guy can make bunker tiles. I'm almost certain of that. He doesn't have steel anyways, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I'm definitely... What are you doing? Light wounds! Oh my goodness, a rover can have light wounds. A curious bot can remotely explore. New plantoids. I'm assuming he's just gonna shake it off and get better in time. That's the hope. So yeah, they can take damage. I wonder if dupes can take damage now. Da, da, da. Let's see, is oxygen built up? It has. Let's turn the pump back on. They can't land until a rocket platform exists. One of two things is either going to happen. Either this robot can no longer be repaired. It's out of commission. I don't think that's the case. I think they would have drawn an animation as this thing looking a little more dead instead of jumping around. I think it's healing itself. Maybe I can even... Should I reload the game? Could it be broken, or is that what the light wounds action is? Just to make sure, I'm going to reload here. So I've just reloaded, and the robot started working again. So it was a good choice to reload. Now I want to have this rocket platform built low enough that I can get a proper ceiling up here and use these sides as protection. So I'm going to aim to have 20 tiles above me. So we'll keep going down. Where would 20 take us? This is 18, 19, 20. Let's make the rocket platform down here. And this will have to be cleared out. Dupes inside here, doing well. Oxygen is starting to pile up, which is a good... Oh yeah, I don't have anything to feed back and tell this thing, tell either the pump or something to turn off, so I'm just wasting power. I guess I'm just gonna have to manually watch that. Let's disable the pump. Alright, that'll be good enough. And then now I can spend a little bit of time in the homeworld building this section here. So I've got, I'm gonna have a liquid thermopipe right here. That's gonna detect, I guess it'll have to be up here, that's fine. That's gonna detect the temperature coming out of this. And based on this, it's gonna either send a true signal to one of these or a false signal to the other. And I'll do that with a NOT gate. Both those things are going to need a little bit of power. Plug them in. Let's see that I've got the both lines inputting, not this one. So no longer producing fertilizer, I've noticed. We'll go around that input. Set the cold line. That's going to go over here. We'll connect the polluted water back so we can make more fertilizer. And then we have to decide how we're going to get up here. Actually, I also want to move this building to make room for some construction up here. Pausing it because I'm a little bit nervous of what's happening with the other dupes. So this is going to be the input. Now, even with all of this, I feel confident that the temperature should be appropriate, but just to be safe, let's have it go through this area up here. What might happen someday, I'm going to run out of that warm liquid anyway, so this needs to be done at some point anyways. So this is going to go to the input. So basically this is my input line then. If I follow that through It goes down here. Oh, excellent. That's really close. It's going to go in here. And I think all this is set. I want a heavy wire for this new machinery. It's going to be hard to go through that liquid. Okay, a little bit of a challenge. How do I best do that? Maybe I put this right here. And when that's built, I'll spin it all through. Okay, so this is going to keep the dupes busy on this side. Let's go look. The dupes, they're hanging out. Robot here is getting close to the point that I'm ready to put. Let's check this. That ladder would be 20. So that means that we can put in our rocket platform. No, I guess we need more refined metal. I have to continually make sure that they can get back and access all of it. Oh no, has any of it been buried? I don't think so. I think we're good in that way. I think it'll get knocked around like this thing did earlier. I can see inside here. There's a little unknown room I can get to. That's perfect. I can land and go and explore in there. Now I would like, what's going to happen is when I dig in here, the wall is, this part of the wall is going to be ruined. So when I come over here for this protection area, I have to go over that far. So this is getting a little annoying. The rocket's doing the same thing. It says light wounds, duplicate. It means athletics is -3, indicating to me that it's going slower. Alright, maybe if I just give it a task nearby. Okay, alright, that saves me from having to restart the game. Or not. What is going on? What is going on? Okay, maybe I will have to restart the game. Alright, I'll reload. Back from restarting the game, and the robot is working normally again. Oh, and these shovels are stunned. Okay, they're okay. So I'm gonna have to really watch this rover, see if it freezes, and hopefully it doesn't happen again. To watch that they can actually get down, because I need to get I need to get access to refined metal. That's lead that's around here. Let's see, you should be getting access to this, but do you have a valid path? You seem to be stuck again. But you're not jumping. Oh, you don't have that. Oh, I see it, I see it. The meteorites is definitely making this challenging. So this should be enough lead once this robot opens up this payload. Need 800 worth of refined metal, in this case lead. Okay, excellent. This popped up indicating that the rocket platform is now available. So where do I put this exactly? If I put it right here, I want at least 20 tiles up. And then this is where I can make my safety going across made out of steel. So what this rover's going to do is going to take all the lead and put it inside this. Then if they make a 3x3 area, I can get one of the dupes that's up here and get them to land and complete everything else. Okay, so let's check on this system. This is already set up. I didn't set the temperature yet. Let's say, let's look at the logic. This is the warm one. So basically, if the temperature is below, let's say 17, we'll try 17 for now. That's going to send a true signal here indicating that basically liquid should be going in from this side. And I have to think about this. What I don't want to have happen is, if this is indicating that this little piece, well, as long as my liquid here is being consumed at a quick enough rate, then I shouldn't have to worry about that. If it's too slow, I may have to do something there, but let's not worry right now. Maybe it'll be okay. I just need to have this thing active, which it's not. I'm going to have the water that goes out of the pollution, the system, polluted water cleaning system, to go out in priority. But when it's out, we'll start relying on salt water. I realize this thing's quite full, so maybe I will need to have something. I'll think about this and I'll be back on that. I gotta focus on the rover. No! Oh, stop doing this. I'll restart my game. This is incredibly annoying. So the robot was unfrozen. Now they're delivering material here. Once I have all material delivered, I'll get them to clear out a 3x3 path, or 3x1 path, and then have the dupes land. Finally, if this thing doesn't get stuck yet again, we'll see what happens. So that's 200 that's been dropped off. 600 in total is there. Just need one more package so that this area has been cleared. When the robot actually picks up the lead, where's the lead? I think we'll just do it now, or when they're on the way. And then the first thing the dupe's gonna do is build that. They already have a ladder to be able to go up and down the rocket. They just need to, essentially the only thing dupe needs to do is construct this. Let's wait. Let's okay. look at the lead. It's like it's trained the lead as a little pet for the robot that's just following it. Look at it in fast mode. Okay. All right. Let's go up here. Okay. What do we need to do? Let's hopefully the fact that I didn't move this isn't going to break anything. I'm going to choose miner. I'm going to deploy them. They're going to go down there. For some reason it... Did that work? I'm a little bit confused what just happened there. It says I can't deploy now. Mine, okay, hold on, maybe I just need to be patient there. So miner is on the way down, the robot's on the way down. They're gonna kind of meet. Miner's there a little bit faster. Oh, and the robots, this is all working out awesome. So now miner's gonna go build this thing. And let's destruct this. I get just thinking of I'll give the robot something to do while they're here. And the moment this thing is built, did Miner put on? Hold on. I did not know that was a thing. Miner has their suit on. I did not know that's a thing. So when you deploy a dupe in the Trailblazing module, they check out at this door. They don't, I just assume they magically just sort of disappeared wherever they stood. That's not how it works. If you have an atmosuit checkpoint station, I'm sure this happens with gas stations gas checkpoints and lead suits. They actually wear, put it on. So the fact that this is charged and full of oxygen, is awesome. There's just so much to continually learn about this game. It is so many components to it. Okay, so now that I have that, I can change the location, and I can go back to where the rocket is. Can actually no, let's not cycle around the asteroid. Let's actually land on it, and we'll watch another landing happen. And while you guys are waiting for that, let's just do some digging so you're not bored. Oh, miner, you're gonna really want to not stand there, because it's quite hot. Okay, so now they can go in and out of this rocket. This is awesome with their suits on. The first thing I want to do is build some protection. Bunker tiles, bunker door. Let's see, the bunker, oh. The bunker door is not big enough for a rocket. I guess I can just have two. Put one here and one here. Hold on, or maybe I'll build it up one. Just so that I can have a ladder go across. Let's make that out of Norfolk rock. And the team, this is the first time I've ever been in an area that has had a rover along with the dupes. This is kind of cool. So let's build a bunker tile right here and then right here. We're just enclosing in this whole space. Let's make connect all this with steel and put that on a switch, signal switch, right there, so I can close whether the door is open or not. This is one thing I really wish about this game. I wish I could apply the settings now and say I want this value to be false, so the moment it's actually built, it already has that setting. Anyway, I just have to be careful of that because I don't want these doors to be open. That last one is needed. So this is gonna, if this gets built, then I've got my rocket protected. I've got the dupes protected while they're down here. So I'm wondering, it's just a random question, can the rover go inside the Spacefarer module? Is that what it's actually doing? Oh no, it's going by. I'm assuming not. Maybe it's only the dupes. Although, is that because of the checkpoint that's there? Anyway, so many stuff to be to learned. Gonna give them a little bit of ladder access to get across here. Okay, so now we have two bunker doors. I believe this can see, this is what I mean. I wish that had been false. So I think now this has to fully open before it closes. And it can work without power, it's just a lot slower. And then if I can get this whole thing built, I'm protected and I can take my time. I've got lots of food inside the rocket, so food is not an issue. I'm gonna give one of the dupes the ability to wrangle, so I can get a shovel in here. But priority is getting this thing closed off. If a meteorite strikes because of this, I may have to go reload 771. But let's see if I'm gonna get lucky. Looks like that door didn't. Oh no, it did. I think it is. Can't tell. I think it's gonna stay shut. Okay, I'll let that play out and I'll be back once this is constructed. I have to learn from my mistakes in the past. Got to build this here. so that my washroom or lavatory stays functional. Okay, so while they build that, it's going to be absolutely essential. I learned that the hard lesson in one of the other episodes. Putting in a logic to essentially tell the different water lines to cool off. Let's rebuild this. It currently turned off the pumps for the two cold and warm ends of salt and brine. And the idea is when this gets to be 50% or more, it'll tell the others to cool off, stop pumping stuff in until it's needed. That way I don't get too much of one, because I don't want the pump. Essentially what I don't want to have happen, for instance, let's say this is too cold and it's set at 16 degrees and the pipe is backed up, so 17 degrees is just stuck here, and then this continually fills up with cold liquid because that's what it's indicating to do. Then I would get very much a cold liquid here, and then when this finally gets released, only then it says it's start putting some warm liquid into it, but it's too late by that point. Have it set as 50-50, but actually probably makes sense to have that a lot lower, even 5%. And then back over here. So yeah, the Regletta is piled up. This has got to close. Do not want to see any damage. Okay, so inside the rocket, I want to put a place to drop off critters. Sorry, whoever has that bed, I think that's you, Miner. But we're gonna make room for a critter drop-off station instead. And I'll give you, give Miner the skills. Actually, no, Explorer. Yeah, I'll give that to Explorer. So that's going to be Improve Farming, Critter Ranching 1. Drop-off station built. Now, I'll start wrangling these guys. And just realized I should have actually built this over by one. Because when I dig across here, it's going to expose this. So I'm actually protected at the moment because the stuff is sitting on top of me. Alright, and I'm wrangling the first critter. That's awesome. Let's go inside the rocket. This is ready. We'll just say all. We'll keep it specific to the Voles, actually, because once I get to the other asteroid, I don't want them to put pips inside the rocket. So I should see my first Vole arrive inside that rocket. Miner doesn't know what they're doing. Thought they were going to pick up the Vole. But that is kind of a priority task. You're right. Do that first, Miner. Now, if you can do the Vole. Or digging. You are a miner, so I guess that makes sense. And we'll dig down here. Someone can do the biometric scan for us. I'm assuming a robot can't do that, but they have the dupes here with them. And for some reason, even though I'm a little concerned, how did you do that? I'm so confused. Inside this, I had that dropped off there. It's a priority set. Oh, that's a pup. Vole pup. Where's the actual Vole then? Would it be right next to it, would it not? Shovel. Oh, so it's a Vole pup when it's small. It's a shove Vole when it's an adult. Okay. Alright. Fair enough. Adults need to be put in there as well, so now you're going to pick it up. There we go, there we go. I don't know if anyone can reach that one, but we'll see. So the shovel is being brought in and dropped off. That is awesome. I can bring that back to the homeworld. Okay. Speaking of the homeworld, how are we looking with this system? I think it's ready to go. Let's build this pipe back. I'm gonna set that 17 degrees, and we'll try that. Someone needs to turn this on. Someone needs to turn that on. Let's get rid of the old desalinator. Will even be nice and give light access like the other one had. I'm gonna pause things because you never know what's happening on the more dangerous asteroid. So the dupes can take care of that. Let's go have a look. Now I'm tempted to dig in here to get access to those guys. Technically, yeah, I'll have to. Well, let's do that. I'm gonna have to be careful about this though. Make sure I still have steel. I do, lots of steel. Kind of do this type of thing. That way I could dig across here and have the safety of this protecting me. But let's build that steel bunker tiles at the higher priority when we can, shall we? Do we get access in here? Oh, we did. Very cool. I can give an upgrade to one of the dupes. We've got these things that we could take back. We might as well do that now. I'm going to try to set this up so I don't ever have to come back to this asteroid if I don't want to. So what are the things I'm going to have to do to make that happen? I'm going to have to give, well, I don't have to, but I might as well use that. I'm good. If that's the case, I'm going to want to put in a mini pod. Just have to decide where that's going to be, maybe right here. And I might be getting another shovel on the rocket. More the better. One's hiding up there. There's one right there. Another one. The nice thing about having this pathway is I can dig out here. I'm not going to be worried about meteorites kind of coming down like this. That's not going to happen. But that's going to allow me to explore out here, if I'm potentially getting some more shovels. Let's see if the water or salt brine line is on. It is. Okay, excellent. So this should be sending a false signal here. So yeah, basically this won't be filled up anymore until it gets down to 5%. Then it'll start outputting more liquid, or getting more liquid sent into it. Want this bridge turned around. And we don't have power, that's right, because we were going to complete this. And the moment this is set, we'll have the new desalinator set up. And tons of water to spare in the meantime, so we're in no rush. Just realized a colony achievement has been earned. Let's have a look. A movable object block a meteor from hitting your base using a bunker door. Well, I built a door and meteor hit it, so yeah, I got that achievement, I guess. Now I want to have this as a washroom area and start to upgrade my base. May not have that happen in this episode, but at least kind of to clean up some of the stuff I had to do beforehand is done, including moving this desalinator down. The dupes don't have a lot to do here. Let's put in the mini pod. Is that something the robot can build? Maybe, or at least can supply material. I've got these things. Let's remember. Oh, go back here. Another Vole. Let's do that at high priority. Wrangling. Though it's another high priority to build the bunker tiles, I understand. Now, I'm going to have to manually watch this, but oxygen's probably gone out of the suits a little bit. And I see polluted water. I'm not sure why. I'm confused. Oh, radiation sickness. Yeah, okay. Yeah, radiation sickness is what it's all happening there. Oh, it's major radiation sickness. Okay, dupes, we shouldn't be here around too long. In fact, I wonder if this is actually giving us protection. Is that? Yeah, it is actually. It's kind of nice. So we get more radiation protection. But we also have radiation from the nuclear waste. But we'll just get a couple more shovels. We'll get this thing built. We gotta put this stuff in the rocket. Let's do that. View interior, put that in. Can that be put in with a bin, or do I need a pedestal? I'll try a bin first. But I may need a pedestal for that. Realizing one of the things I should have produced and sent on this rocket, I'll make sure I do that next rocket, is these. So with coal, I can produce basic rad pills. So let's give me 10 of those. We'll make sure that gets on the next rocket that is sent somewheres. So they're digging this path out. That may lead to more Voles. This one in here. Hold on. If you just pause for a second, robot. I dig up like this. Out like this. We might be able to grab this one if he doesn't break free in the process. So I went inside my rocket and was surprised to see some iron ore. I think what happened is maybe just before one of the dupes had actually wrangled one of these things, they had taken a bite out of that material, and then when they're dropped off in the rocket, basically spit it back out. Oh, I think we're gonna get another one. I could wrangle this one, potentially wrangle this one as well. So if someone could, we don't need to care about inspecting, but if someone could activate that, that will work towards one of my achievements. Building a ladder down here. I don't know if I'll actually need access down here, but get the robot to do something. In here, can I don't think so, miscellaneous. I don't think I can. There's a place for the specialty items. Then, that being the case, I'll make some pedestals. I'm going to give the skill up point to miner. They already have the diving lungs. So we'll see what they get this time. Miner acquired regenerative trait, giving them extra health. That'd be good if they go to a dangerous area. You don't need to build there anymore. We want to clear off this for a potential takeoff, but hold on. Let's just deal with getting this shovel. A little bit of a dangerous mission, must admit. dig down here as well. See if we can get access to that one. More shovels that I can get, the more meat I'll be getting. Don't need to get every single one. In fact, I probably want to leave a few here. Just maintain its population locally. So this one's being picked up and being brought in. Robot, you're just gonna hang out in a dangerous area. Maybe not a good idea. Before I get out of here, let's put in the stethoscope. So if I click on this, I can put in all kinds of objects, not just the specialty objects. Dun, dun, dun. Where are the specialty honey jar stethoscope? Let's do that, high priority. So many shovels. So someone will pick up this stethoscope for me and we'll get the other object and then we can go. The robot is back to its state where I'd have to restart the game, but at this point, buddy, you did your thing. The dupes are here. I'll just let you freak out forever. So a dupe should be putting a stethoscope here. High priority task, so I wouldn't think they're both on break. Okay. Miner is loading the stethoscope. It's going to be put right here. Cancel that. As long as it's on the rocket. I think, assuming the other one must be the honey jar. Miner's going to go fetch that for us. And one final thing. Robot's looking for things to do. One final thing is we'll get access to the eggs or onboard those in our rocket. Always a challenge to figure out how to get there. Okay, so that should give us access to that egg. I noticed another egg over here. Oh, another. Can I not wrangle you? Are you actually there? I really don't want to restart my game yet again. I really, really don't. I've had to restart my game so many times. Okay, so that is that. Let's remove that, destroy that. We're gonna have a bin for the eggs for these critters. And once the eggs are loaded, I think we can go. So not a very long mission. I didn't have to build a lot of stuff here. Vole is why I came, but I got some of the other stuff that I would ultimately want to do if I want to have every single achievement in this game done, which I do. Alright, so this is going to be critter eggs. And you can go out in the world and get those. I really don't want to restart my game. Let's go over and get access to this egg, if nothing else. Maybe I can wrangle one more Vole. Why not have at least a few? Well, I can see several of them stay behind. It is cycle 777, and I've discovered an unwranglable shovel. Not a useful discovery, but there it is. Cleared off this top area. The rocket inside here. Putting in the, we got the eggs. Load it, so let's get that out of the canister. Figure I will put in the databanks, and just for the heck of it, why not some regolith? Let's just check the general temperature of the stuff, though. It's a little well, I don't want this. It's carbon dioxide, though. 218. I think that's just too risky, and I don't really have a purpose for it. I've got lots of sand. Let's not bother. Let's not get into that. They can put in the databanks. I already have my artifacts. We can go. So what did we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Unless any others are hidden in blocks. I've got 7 of those guys. That is awesome. Plus 2 eggs. The artifacts. And the databanks. Let's wait till those are on board. That's really the only thing keeping us from going home, dupes. Actually, we don't even need, it's not least of an important thing, but we need to open the door. Actually, it's going to take a long time to open. We just had a storm, so I feel like we're going to be fine. And if you happen to get access to a Vole mole while that's opening, we'll take it. Otherwise, I'm happy with the amount that we got. So that's the end of the robot. Rover is stuck underground. Was going to build this tunnel this way, but we don't need that anymore. Let's just decide to selectively put a few pieces of regolith. Unique material, not really useful, but I'll bring it home nonetheless. As along with some of these databanks, and we'll take off. Let's make sure that they're both a part of the crew. I had to add miner back. Let's crew this thing, and we'll be going home with the shovels. This rocket is about to take off. Let's watch the heat profile here. I'm not too concerned. Oh, do I need to click? Acknowledge the warning, begin the launch. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Time to go. Yeah, so it's heating up this regolith. Hot gas in the area, but we got what we needed out of this world. Might as well close these doors. I'll keep this whole area safe for the future. If I ever do decide to come back here, which I don't think I will. That is sending the dupes home. It's going to take 2.2 cycles. And that's going to do for tonight. So that is awesome. In this episode, I landed on that asteroid and got all my typical achievement stuff that I need to do. But on top of that, I've got shovels. I think there's 7 in there. And that's going to do a lot of good with meat production back home. Because one of the things I want to be able to do is take back some of the spots for this pips. Just look at how much space the pips are taking up to produce meat from them, even over in this area. And oh yeah, down here too. I'd like to have a much smaller room with heavier weighting critters to produce a lot more meat from. So in this episode, I also, in the homeworld, discovered a few things. Discovered this area here is too low. I've been pushing as much research through as I can, keeping this area operational, but I'm going to have to destroy it and drop it a little bit lower. In addition to that, I've got this area for hydrogen to vent out. Since I'm not burning it, I just figured out in space is the best option for it. And the other thing I have is this system down here that's taking in both warm and hot, or hot and cold liquid, and just balancing the temperature. Let's check to see how this is working. So yeah, out here I'm getting 23 degrees. So at this moment, the liquid's 24, so it should be telling the cold liquid to go in. Hold on, do I have this? Okay, I had that reverse at one point. So let's change, I'll change it back to, let's change it to 19 degrees. And if it's below 19 degrees, that means the warm line's going to go through. But right now it's above 19 degrees, so the cool line should be being pushed in when this thing is less than 5%. Okay, so lots going on here, but shovels are on the way. So first thing I got to do at the beginning of next episode is make a specialized room for them, because they can dig through tiles, and I don't want them to go anywhere in my base. I want to confine them, and I need refined metals or the pneumatic door. Whew, okay, a lot going on. We're doing well. Definitely learning various things as I continue on. But the base is looking strong. Sleet wheat is piling up. Making a place to cook with that actually could be one thing that I do, and possibly even the next episode. All right, that is enough for tonight. Thank you, anyone who was just watching, but as well as if you've subscribed or liked this or any other video, thanks for that. And I will see you in a future episode where I continue on advancing this space in oxygen not included in hard mode. Till then.